there, I'm Kay McDonald, and welcome to the Charity Charms podcast and interview series. Today, you're just going to laugh the whole time because I have Michele Swinick with me, and we're just yucking it up right before the interview. She is a major talk show radio host, and she has her own podcast called Everything Home, and it's patriotic, purpose-driven resource platform. And Michele, let's talk about how we met. You and I first met or became acquainted when you were on the board for a charity, Gabriel's Angels.
Right, yeah.
And then we just kind of met throughout. We're both in the same community. We're here in Phoenix. And Michele's done so much with her platform, engaging all kinds of really interesting people to talk to and finding out why and how they're purpose-driven and what's socially conscious about what they're doing and how they can make a difference. And I'm just so inspired by what you're doing. How did you get into this? How did you start this?
Well, I had a radio show back when you and I first met. That was in 2005. And 2004 is when we met through Gabriel's Angels, right? That's Pam Gaber's organization that you had done a charity campaign for the Charity Charms. And I can't imagine. Let's just put it this way. There was a very large charge on my credit card for all the Charity Charms paraphernalia that I left at the event with. There was several bracelets. There was lots of Charity Charms being purchased. And I had a radio show then. It was on NBC 1190 here, radio station where you go into the studio live and there's people working on it and you're not doing anything solo, right? But as I had mentioned to you before, or even discussed on my show, I mean, that's $4,000 a month, right? Nobody's paying me to go on the radio. So when people say, oh, somebody has a radio show, it's kind of a big deal. Whether if they get paid to do it, that's one thing. But if they just write a check, which is what I did, you just had to write a check to go on the radio. So you got to know, is the radio show host, is they writing a check or there's somebody paying to be there? But anyway, so of course I'm not going to go back on the air again at that kind of a cost. Who would, right? You got to be crazy. Then I heard about this podcast thing, and then I found it was $39 a month, and I went, oh, I can go back on the air. It's $39 a month.
Really? Which is
why can everybody not go back on the air for $39?
It's so transformational. It's just amazing, right?
Well,
it's what it was. Yeah.
The advancements, the technology, the barrier for entry for people to actually deliver their message, share their stories, get their business out there. And now on so many different platforms, it's amazing that you don't have to, invest so much into a business, especially because we have a lot of small businesses on the platform. And even like yours, you're one of our partners, right? One of our great partners. Right. So then, it allows more people to start businesses because they can. There's so many tools. So without going, I try to do the full circle. So then you asked how I started. And then the one part about the platform is just because it needed to be expanded to more than just a talk radio show and podcast, where I wanted it to be a community where you had small business owners, nonprofit organization, and purpose-driven people and resources that they could learn from, that they could learn from each other. And it gave them a place, like a landing spot, and a full-on community where it was information that was trustworthy. So you could find a company like yours and find the different nonprofits that you want to work with, or at least, become a part of. And then just, factual information, because I couldn't find things. Like, I'm a queen of writing stuff down. So I got Post-its here, I got folders here. So I just started putting it all together into the website. And then I said, you know what, other people would want to use this. That's where the purpose-driven platform came from. So sorry to make it so long-winded.
No, it's so good.
You knew what you were getting into when you said, Michele, come on the show.
Okay, but what's so neat is that you currently have 121 partners. You've done 231 live segments. And so you're helping people spread the word in a very socially conscious way, which I think is just awesome. I love what
and 130 one-on-one podcast interviews.
Yeah.
So that's the recorded ones. The live ones are the talk radio show format, where you come on once a month and talk about Charity Charms and what's going on here in the community. And then
how do people listen to you and find out about you? You do lots of social media posts, and what other kinds of marketing do you do?
Well, we don't get censored. Yeah, we do lots of posts, but they like to censor. They like to censor people who, love of country, love of God. Sometimes that's frowned upon, apparently. Purpose driven. So then they could go to our website, everythinghomeresourceplatform.com. I made everything so easy for people to find things, different categories, all of the links to follow us on social media there. There's big graphics to say if you want to listen to us live, but we're live right now, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific time. And we were supposed to be an hour. They've been going over because people are giving
People
too
want to
good
talk.
content. They want to talk, but they're giving good stuff.
Yeah.
But it's hard to, normally it's 5 guests, 7-minute segments. And then we're doing our all-stars on Tuesdays and Thursdays right now. So we can really do deep dives for specifics weeks of a theme.
Mhm.
But they've just, these partners, like I said, you're one of them. They've just been stepping up to the plate where I can't cut them off after 7 minutes. So the shows have been going about an hour, 10 minutes, hour, 30 minutes.
Well, I think that's a good sign. People obviously want to hear what you have to say and what your guests have to say. And I wanted to tell people, you have like 5 pillars. I mean, you cover so much. So you've got your everything home talk radio show and podcast. And like you just said, that how many said that's 4 days a week?
No, 5. I'm insane. I literally am doing it
You are
every day at
insane.
noon. Every day
insane, my
at noon.
friend.
Insane.
And then I love this. You've got the Everything Home Socially Conscious Referral Network. You know, referrals and working together in collaboration is so very important, especially in our community and especially between businesses and nonprofits. So expand on that. Tell people how that works and why they might be interested in it.
So our referral community is all of our partners, right? And I keep saying you're one of them because you're a very important part because you're bringing together businesses and nonprofits, right? That's key. So anyone that comes on the show becomes one of our partners and we're networking with them. We're promoting them. They're doing the same with us. And again, people know that these are trustworthy people, that they're not there to sell you stuff. I mean, obviously everybody has to make a living and everybody, and nonprofits need donations because that's just how the world works, but they don't come on the show to pitch you and plug things. But if you want to hire them, you can. If you want to buy some of their products or services, you can do that too. But if you just want to listen to their content, they give away so much information, such quality content on our episodes, plus the other things that they're doing on their own. Like, I mean, you have your own podcast, they're getting that information. So then we're just building this community. So if they're part of the platform, they almost get like a stamp of approval, like saying that, you've been vetted, you're A-okay, you're a like-minded person. You're not just trying to sell me an empty box,
right.
And so, or it's even, and in your world, the nonprofits, it's important to make sure the nonprofit is a good nonprofit. And because, in the past year, I mean, how many stories have you heard where this nonprofit didn't do what they said they were going to do? A lot of money goes to salaries. You want to make sure you're working with a group that has the same values that you would expect, and your money that you're donating is going to good use. So and even if you don't have a business, you're just I call them purpose-driven people. So if you're a good person, you got a great message and you don't even have a business, you can become part of the platform too. And we have you come on once a month. And then some of the guests, depending on who they are, we do individual shows, one-on-ones, but basically it's just, we've done the heavy lifting to find out the messages that matter from the people that everybody needs to know about. And we put them all in one location so that you have that level of confidence that they've gotten the seal of approval.
And you're building a community that's a great resource for people. I think.
And we want them to reach. Well, the thing too is anybody that's listening to the show. So if you're listening to the show and you become a fan, you could become part of the community. You like and follow us on social media. And if you reach out to any of the guests, you tell them that you found us on the show, you're going to get VIP treatment from them. You're going to usually get, I can't guarantee a discount. A lot of the times they do a discount depending on what it is, but you're going to get treated a little bit special because you are part of this community now, and they're supporting the community. We're trying to support the listeners to the community and get them as much information about all kinds of different things.
Sure.
Now, 5 days a week, but make sure that you always tell them, hey, that's where I heard you. And I listened to the show. It's going to be to your advantage because there's so many people out there that are experts and coaches and small business this and marketing gurus, and everybody's got an on-demand program, and then you got a challenge, and then you got a mastermind, and then you know what I mean, you got all this stuff,
so much stuff.
Buy my
Overload.
video, buy this, download my thing. I mean, you could be spending thousands of dollars, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm not really getting results. I certainly can't communicate with the person, call them. but you're going to get that little extra treatment with any of our partners because they really are invested in building a community and not just trying to sell you something.
Right. Okay. So I want to talk about your socially conscious marketplace.
Oh, no, this is awesome. All right. So basically what we did, or what I did, is we're utilizing an entire platform where if anybody goes to it, we've partnered right now with 57 different well-known brands and websites. So if you go to the website and you buy a product or service, and these are these are major names. I mean, I wrote the list is long, but I'll give you a couple, and I think you have them in front of you. Well, Amazon, we kicked them off because they're just they're not nice people. Let's leave it at that. And they
First
don't
time
really
I've heard
contribute that
somebody
much.
kicked Amazon off. Now
I did. I kicked Amazon off our platform. You're going to kick off all my friends and you're going to go ahead and censor. Well, I'm going to kick you off. So yes, their thing is still on there right now because I have to physically remove it, but they've been kicked off our platform. We've censored Amazon, but it's, if you want to go buy a jersey from the Arizona Cardinals or whatever our baseball team is, Diamondbacks, and if you want to, or PGA or Constant Contact, Omaha Steaks, and I'm reading this right now. That's why I have my glasses on. Like Suzanne Summers and Spanx and Skinny Girl, American Flag, Fiverr, tons and tons of different ones. There's 57, and some of them are just our partners who have agreed to make a donation. So basically what it is, you go on there, and you usually get a discount from these companies, the little promo code or something, but all of them will be donating 2 to 20% of your total purchase to our nonprofit partners who are supporting That's Pets and Kids. So we've identified the veterans, the animals, and the children, the kids. So that way you're going to buy the same thing that you're normally buying. You're just going to a different location. So instead of going direct to the website for those companies, you're going to ours. And you're clicking through there, and that is what generates the donation. So whatever you're buying, so it's $100, and they do a 10% contribution. So $10 is now going to be created out of thin air, right? Thin air, magic money's coming. And then we're going to distribute that to the various different nonprofits that are our partners, part of the Everything Home Socially Conscious Referral Network. And this is the marketplace, because we got to buy and sell, right? That's how the world goes around. So the marketplace allows people to buy and sell. It also generates money for the nonprofits that are part of the referral network, which is part of our entire community.
And again, it adds a cause-minded aspect to what you do too. So it just makes sense. It's like the circle of life.
The circle of life. It's the circle of life, Kay, like the Lion King.
It is. And that's called Promos for a Purpose, you goofball. Promos for
the Everything Home Socially Conscious Marketplace. You can, all the tabs are all the different programs and all of the things I'm talking about today. I segregate them. They're listed on the website, but they're in tabs. So that way you can see it. You just click on it and then it'll take you to that special portion. So you only have to remember one website, everythinghomeresourceplatform.com. And then if you see on the header, right? And it's like a Mickey Mouse website. It's very Fisher Price. And I did that on purpose because I needed to keep it simple. I have a company that's doing it, but until I, kind of have it laid out where I need to be, then they're going to make it like, special fancy. But right now it's very Fisher Price. So bear with me. And it's that way for a reason, because I want people to be able to see things and find things. And then once they know what it's about, then we'll make it all fancy. But right now, Fisher Price, it has to be basic. Keep it simple. Attention span for people is 8 to 9 seconds. We already know that, same as a goldfish. So we just you gotta make it easy for them.
So your your elevator speech or your tagline, if somebody says, "Okay, Michele Swinick, what do you do? What do you do?"
I said, "What?"
You say, what?
I said, "What do I do for what? What do I do for what?"
You're a resource platform for cause-minded businesses and nonprofits to communicate with each other.
Well, we could say that. I mean, there's multiple ones. Like, first of all, Everything Home is a transformational platform and show about life, laughter, and the pursuit of happiness, delivered by our good people doing good business and good things. So you've got that. You've got one location for all the information, the ultimate resource platform, right? Because everything is on there in order to grow your business, enhance the quality of your life, and make a difference. You got a talk radio show, you got your podcast, you got your patriotic, purpose-driven resource platform, because everybody that's part of our community is purpose driven, which means that, their business, their mission in life is just more than making money and, and, talking to the world and spewing. There's a reason why that they're doing what they're doing. And it's a little bit more than just, like I said, making money. So,
what is your ultimate goal with this whole new direction in your life? What is your ultimate goal? Like in 5 years, where do you want to see this going?
I would love the platform to be bigger. I would love to add a couple zeros to the amount of partners that are on there. And then I would love obviously to provide more content, quality content to the audience, get that marketplace rocking and rolling. So I want to be writing 10, 20, $100,000 checks a month to these nonprofits from the marketplace. Why not? People are buying the products. They just need to know about it. One of the reasons why I came up with that is because, it's difficult for people to make a donation. We've all got people got a lot of irons in the fire. They got a lot of bills and things like that. So I figured if I could come up with a way that somebody is going to be buying the same thing that they're already buying, but then all of a sudden a donation could be created. It doesn't cost them anymore to buy it, then now we can get money and people aren't having to make a donation. I mean, I'm not discouraging donations. I want people to donate if they can, but this is so somebody who can't necessarily make a donation, they can now participate and support a nonprofit and be part of the giving back community and be part of being a little bit more purpose driven. All you're doing is being conscious of your choices and buying decisions. So we can get that bigger where it's just churning out money. Like it's literally it's like the feds. They're just printing money left and right. I'm going to be doing the same. I'm just going to be writing checks, Kay, writing checks, helping people all over the place.
Is Promos for a Purpose an affiliate marketing model? And then
no, the Promos for a Purpose is totally separate. The Promos for a Purpose, which I don't even know if we're going to have time. Well, we could jump on that real quick, but the marketplace is all based on affiliate marketing. Okay. So it's basically what I'm doing is I signed up with all these different organizations, put them into one location, which is the marketplace, everything home, socially conscious marketplace. And normal people keep the money. I'm giving it away because I apparently love to do things for free, spend all my time working for free, helping people for free. And that's what I do, Kay. I just work like you 24 hours a day. And it seems like, it's just helping the peeps, we the people, I'm helping the peeps.
Yes, as we both
giving
know,
it away.
With what we do, there's a lot to be said for giving back and service. Wealth is always wonderful, but when it comes from the heart, I think that's what makes you the person that you are. So thank you so much for all that you're doing. And if everybody wants to go on and listen to your show, first of all, go to your website, right? Which is everythinghomeaboutus.com, and they'll find all the links. You've got it all in one place.
Right.
Okay. And then there'll be the link to the podcast and they can go on and listen. And
everything is there. Yeah. And if they want to go to the Fisher-Price website, the about Everything Home About Us is all of the links. So then that way everything makes it really easy to see what you want, right? Because there's going to be a long list. There's a lot of stuff on this platform. So don't get scared. Just read it. It's very clear. And I put little graphics, little hands, little thumbs up. There's everything there. But if you want to go directly to the Fisher-Price website, bear with me, it's Fisher-Price for a reason, because you got to see everything. And then once everybody knows more about it, and we've got the audience where we need them to be, and the community is like on board, right? I just want it to be bigger, and we're going to make it nice and fancy. Okay,
it's time to grow, right? And you've got a tremendous start, and I just want to thank you for your time today, and thank you for your service and all that you're doing for our community, and not just Arizona. You've got people from all over the world, right?
All over the world, yeah. I got a crew. I got a crew in the UK across the pond, Kay.
Love
that. They got that accent, which I love to have. One of them is going to do my outgoing phone message. You remember when people used to call each other, leave messages, phone. Yeah. And then you're coming back. You're coming back, next week, the week after. You're coming back this month. Yeah.
I'm a regular guest. I love it.
So I can't interview you on this show right now, right? It's not cool.
This is about you. This is about you. But Michele, thank you so much. Michele Swinick, Everything Home. Be sure and get on and listen to her podcast and watch the great things that she's doing in the world. Thanks, Michele.
Thank you, Kay. Appreciate you.
Likewise.